It's been an amazing month here in Moab, but our time has come to leave.
Moab is getting busier all the time, and this park has been getting crazy the last week. So I think we're moving on not a moment too soon. We're going to head up to northern Utah to spend some time with family. It's been a good stay here. Tons of great riding.
Moab is amazing. We got over 300 miles of mountain biking in a month. We rode almost every single trail area. There's still a couple we need to ride when we come back. But she's right, it's getting so busy, it's not even enjoyable. It's crammed. And the problem with Moab is everything that passes on the east side of Utah from north to south has to pass through downtown Moab, and it's only 2 lanes wide. And there's cars parked just all along the street, and it's hard to tow a trailer through. People are excited because they're on spring break and they're driving like idiots. And anyway, it's a little bit stressful, and Moab is just going to get busier and busier and busier and busier as the summer goes on. So it's time for us to leave, but we can't wait to come back again.
Alright, we got a few more things on the checklist. Put stairs up, latch drawers, move welcome mat, fridge is on propane, double check the fridge is latched. There's a reason that's on the list. One time the fridge wasn't all the way latched and a jar of pickles came out of the fridge and there was pickle juice all over the floor. It was so gross. So that's why we double checked that the fridge is properly latched. Okay, all the sinks are plugged.
So one thing we learned is plugging the sinks. If you don't plug the sinks in the shower and all that when you drive, it smells really gross in here. And we used to think it was black tank because it smelled so bad, but it was actually our gray tank. We weren't plugging the sink valve, and it reeked. So now we've closed all our valves. Another interesting thing for you RVers out there is on these Airstream models, at least ours, the bathroom sink drains to the black tank. It doesn't drain to the gray tank, which is interesting. It's on this side of the trailer, which makes sense. It'd be easier just to plumb it to the back with that instead of going over to the gray. So that's probably why they did it. But with that, you can be a little bit strategic how you wash your hands. So if your gray's filling up and you need to wash your hands, don't use the sink in the kitchen, use the sink in the bathroom. Anyway, kind of a nerdy thing that we figured out.
Alright, everything is done. Let's get on the road.
Well, we're headed back to northern Utah. We're going to be driveway surfing with a family member where they can let us borrow their tools so we can build out the inside of the van. So the whole month of April is going to be spent doing lots of to-do projects to gear us up for the whole year. Can't wait to get back and see a couple friends, though we're not really going to have time to do a whole lot of hanging out with friends because the laundry list is so long.
I keep telling Steve that I'm just dreaming for the day that we can go back to northern Utah and visit family and friends and not be neck deep in projects the whole time we're there. And Steve says that's never gonna happen, but that hurts my heart to believe that, so I'm hanging on to hope.
This week we've been hanging out with my buddy Aaron, and he has a ham radio in his Airstream and in his truck, and we've been able to chat throughout the day. Even though we're not connecting, it's fun to send packets of information through the APRS, and it's fun to connect with each other and see where each other are. And it's really reminded me how awesome it is to have a ham radio. So today we're going to be using the ham radio to talk with friends all the way back home, 300 miles away in Salt Lake. The repeaters here are chained, they're daisy chained on the internet. So if I talk to the one here in Moab, it's connected to the one in Price, which is connected to the one in Spanish Fork, which is connected to the one in Salt Lake. It actually goes way up into the Uintas. It covers most of the state. So it's a really cool option when you don't have cell service in some of the canyons to still be able to have emergency contact and to have fun talking with friends on the radio. We are in Moab, Utah, making our way to beautiful Utah Valley. We'll be monitoring the Sinbad if anybody wants to chat today. We didn't leave a moment too soon. This traffic is crazy.
Just kind of out buzzing around for a few minutes. How about you? Well, kind of the same thing. I'm just going to get on the freeway and buzz down to 8th North. I've got a storage unit down there by Word.
So these guys are 300 miles away, pretty close to where we're going. It's fun to hear them talk about where they're going to be driving around, even though we're all the way out here. We travel full-time, pulling our Airstream around, living in different parts of the U.S., and it's good to be back in Utah.
Well, good. That sounds like fun. You picked a good weekend to be back. I think it's going to rain Monday, but that's nice to have it between.
There's Arches over there, and it is packed. This weekend is Outer Bike in Moab. It's one of the best ways to test ride all the different mountain bikes in one place. All the bike manufacturers get together and bring all of next year's model bikes so people can test them out for 3 days straight. It's $200 for the 3 days, and that gets you shuttles, unlimited rentals for the 3 days with any bike you want. You can just keep lapping and then swap it out whenever you want. They have professional mechanics there to set them up for you and tune them to you. They have music, they have parties, they have giveaways. It sounds like a really fun event. They pay for all the meals. And when you're about to buy a $6,000 or $7,000 bike, spending $200 to ride it back to back with some other bikes is really money well spent. But we're super happy with our bikes, so we're not going to go there because we don't want to find a $7,000 bike that we like more than ours and be dissatisfied with what we have. I don't think that's really plausible anyway because we really like our bikes. Outer Bike happens twice a year in Moab, and there's some other stops as well. I believe Colorado has a few. You can check out outerbike.com to see their schedule if you're in the market for a new mountain bike and you'd like to test ride a few back to back to see which one clicks with you the best.
Driving through the mountains and seeing all this snow on the way home just reminds me that even though I've missed family and friends while we've been away for the winter, I have not missed totally ditching out on the snowy winter thing. It's been good to have a break.
One thing we've really learned about ourselves as we've been traveling is that we don't ever want to live in a city. Cities have some really cool aspects about them, but we are gravitating more towards the small towns that are not crowded and have more room to breathe, a little bit more nature oriented. I always knew that, but now I know it for sure. Fender knows where we are, don't you, buddy? Look how happy Fender is to be in a place he recognizes.